Welcome to Topstep Funded Trader Interview. I'm Eddie Horn, and today we've got Tyler. Tyler, one of our funded traders, has gone through the program here, has seen success and failure and success, and we're going to talk about that. But before we get to Tyler, remember, have your pencil sharpened, ink in your pen. Time to take some notes because there is some good stuff coming out. And let's bring on Tyler. Tyler, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Eddie. How about yourself?
I am fine here. Chicago's getting a little chilly. That's why I've got my Top Step beanie on. Just a little chill, but all good to go. Love the season and love to have you with us here. And I appreciate you coming up here and talking about success, failure, success, and we'll go from there. But let's talk about you. Tell us about yourself.
I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Been trading for a little bit. I'm enjoying a little bit cooler weather here myself. Like to spend a little bit of time outside. Like to be active. Have a dog that keeps me out there a bit. So getting this nice fall weather has been great.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, talking about trading, of course, that's what this is all about. What or who got you interested in trading?
It's always been an interest for most of my life. I'd always paid attention to the markets. I would hear whenever I was a kid, I would hear adults talking about it. You'd hear pick up little things here and there. So I'd always kind of glanced at it from that perspective. And then once I was old enough and was making enough money to be able to put some into the market, I was doing it. And I was always that guy that was refreshing my 401k whenever I was at work. But really, as far as trading goes, just like a lot of people, it was around the time COVID happened. During the big crash, I just remembered a lot of quotes that I'd heard from various investors about, buying when things are low and, that's the time to get in. So I was actually living in Vegas at the time. So I was familiar with a lot of the gaming companies, a lot of the gaming
Sure.
like Penn and Las Vegas Sands and a few others. So I was like, these seem incredibly low, and I didn't know a single thing about charts or what I was doing. I was just like, this seems cheap, and I bought it, and a couple months later, made a pretty good return on it. And then so I was like, maybe this is worth looking into. From picking things up from them and talking about it, I just kind of dove right in, started reading as many books about it as I could, and then just jumped in and started trading.
So basically, self-education.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But I've been fortunate through trying to find who to be educated from. I've come across some really good teachers, people that I trust, and they've kind of helped guide me along the way. I've picked up a lot of things from them. So
Good. Now, as far as what we're doing now, what are you trading now, and why?
I trade the equities futures, so mostly NQ and ES. It's really because just I know them more than any other markets. I've tried trading, oil. I've tried some of these others. I've tried bonds. I just don't know them as well as I do those two. And there's a lot of other info that I know correlates with them. So I feel just more it's just more of a comfort level. And I feel like specializing is kind of the way to go with a lot of these things. It's you know what to look for.
Okay. Let's hit a topic called the Top Step process.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been with Top Step?
I think it's about 6 months now.
Okay. All right. Total combines. How many combines have you been in?
Been through three.
Three combines. Now, as I mentioned before in the intro, you've seen success here at Top Step. You've seen the failure, and you've seen success again. And when we talked a little bit before, it's like you fell off the horse, but you got on another horse right away. Tell us a little bit about that journey where you did see success, and then you hit a wall, but you got back up, and you're back to where you want to be.
Yeah, it was tough, especially the first one that I got through. it wasn't like it was a quick process. It took a lot of time, and there was failure within that one too. But you know, going through it, I think anybody that does get through the combine knows how to trade. Like they know what to do. And I think really the biggest test that happens after you do complete it is it's how you're handling one live trading, but also the emotions of knowing that you're making real money at that time. And it took a couple of failures out in a funded account for me to really realize that. And
Mhm.
I was trying to do too much too fast is really what it boiled down to. And the risk reward setups that I would normally look for were getting skewed because I was just trying to make all this money just in a reasonably short amount of time. It just doesn't work that way. And it really removes that buffer that you should have for losses, because you're going to take losses. And I wasn't willing to accept that once I was, funded. But this most recent time around, you just have to look back on prior failures and learn from them. If you don't learn from them, then you're just going to keep repeating it. So
Right.
I just always try to keep that in mind. Always try to remember what it was like going through them. And then also that feeling of losing a live account is something that you'll probably never forget. So it's definitely keeping that in mind before I'm trading for the day, and just remembering it, but not being too scared to trade. That's a big part
Right.
of it too. You can't be afraid to jump in the water.
My dad used to say haste makes waste, and
Hmm.
so true to that. Slow and steady,
Hmm.
slow and steady wins this race, and I do see that. When traders are in a rush, they think this is an ATM, but I mean,
Yeah,
there's just so much work involved
right.
before you reap the rewards.
Oh yeah, and whenever you are in a hurry like that, you forget what a good setup looks like. You forget what a good you whenever you're trying to make anything, any kind of pattern or any type of support that you're looking for, it looks great. You lose your focus, and you lose the edge that you're supposed to have whenever you're in the market. If you're just thinking about making the quick buck, you're not following any kind of system. You're gambling.
Right, right,
Mhm.
and the thing is, it's like traders take it as a gamble. I mean, we've got a lot of information in front of us. It's just how you process it. It's
Mhm.
just how you see it, and it's just how you react to it. And there's a difference between a good trader and a bad trader. And speaking of good traders, what are some of your strengths in trading that you could share with us?
I know what I don't know. So, around certain events, or, if there is something that I'm just not sure about what to look at, I don't have a problem with acknowledging that and, not doing anything, and also that means I'm okay with being wrong. If I am, not in a trade that's working for me and I'm down a little bit, it's okay. Like, close it. Don't turn it into a big loser. Just let it go, and then just wait and see what might happen next. But it's really just a lot of that, and then I'm always trying to learn new things. I'm always asking questions to people that I know more than I do, and trying to pick their brains, and
There you
trying to
go.
seek as much of an edge as I can find.
Now, what are some of the things that have held you down that you've corrected? Your weaknesses.
It would be impatience, 100%. That was definitely my biggest weakness, and I still fight with it often. I'm definitely not a perfect trader, and I had been with Topstep for 6 months, so I know there's going to be a lot more things I'm going to learn. But yeah, I think patience is something I can work on every day, um, and you know, really knowing when the day should be done. I think that's a something that I work on all the time, but I've improved on it a lot. It's just knowing when, hey, it's just not your day. Go outside, go do something else. So
Right. And easy to say, hard to do, but
mhm.
after a few times when you see that
Yeah,
failure, you're gonna get up, shut it
yeah,
down, and you're
hmm
gonna take that walk.
yeah,
You don't want that anxiety, you don't want that
hmm
stress. I mean, it's not healthy. You need that separation, and that's great signs of a good trader when they know they can shut things down and not have that itch where I got to see what's going on. Got to see what's going on. You need separation. Good deal. Now, qualities for a good trader. What would you consider good qualities to make a trader a good trader?
Discipline. Discipline. You need to be willing to do some of the small, boring things just about every day. That it can get monotonous. Trading sometimes can be really boring, and you need to be able to accept that. And so I'd say that's number one. We just talked about patience, but
Hmm.
really perseverance too. You're gonna have a lot of a lot of days when, especially if you're newer to this, that aren't going to go how you think. You're going to have trades that aren't going to go well. You're going to have, maybe even weeks where things aren't
Right.
so hot. And, you talk to anybody, even if they've been doing this for 6 months, like, me or somebody who's been doing it for 6 years, they're going to tell you the same thing. And you should, keep your ears open for that. Really listen to what they have to say, because it's going to be really tough. It's going to be difficult. There's going to be some times that you want to give up, but if you really want to be able to do it, you know, you can't. So perseverance and discipline, I think, are really top two for people that want to do this for a long time.
I think you're a great example of perseverance. Seeing success, seeing failure, and not sitting around pouting, but like I said, getting back on a different horse and moving forward. So props to you on that one. Now, Tyler, has Top Step made you a better trader?
Yeah, 100%. So
Tell me about it. Break it down.
yeah, I mean, they provided structure to how I was approaching this. Before, I hadn't traded futures in a personal account before Top Step, but I'm glad I did it this way, because it would have been a disaster if I hadn't. Uh, Having rules in place for when it is a good time to walk away. In the second step of having consistency targets, showing that it's like, hey, it's not about having just one massive day to do it, but you want to be able to provide consistency for it. And then I know the rules aren't there anymore, but not being able to hold through economic events was something that I had you know picked up, and I don't do it
Right.
because of the rules there. I think before, I would have I would have been that guy. It's like, all right, let's throw on a couple of contracts at 1 o'clock or 12:59 right before FOMC, and let's see what happens. I don't do that now, because I know what can really happen. And I mean, between just the combine itself, but also a lot of the education that happens from the different videos that you all provide, that's always been very helpful, because you can hear from people that are really doing it and doing it during the day. And that's invaluable, because they you know nobody can really help you unless they've experienced it in this. I feel like. And I think that everybody I've talked to over there, and everybody I've seen on the videos or in the Discord, they've all been there. So
Right.
they've done a lot for me.
Yeah. I mean, once bitten, twice shy as far as trading into numbers. I've been bitten many a times. And, I sit curbside and I let the parade go by and I wait for that true move because they're so skewed nowadays. I mean, blow an account just with a position on and with the slippage. So you've got to be careful. It's better safe than sorry. That's for
Mhm.
sure. Tyler, what do you like most about Top Step?
I mean, it's really just the help. They care, and I think that's something that I appreciate the most. You and I have talked in the past, just whenever just trying to be there for something that to help me out, because I know it's a grind and something that's really difficult to do, and they understand that. They're trying to make people into better traders. They're trying to create traders. It's not a place where they're just like, hey, try to they're not making like false promises of, absurd, gains or anything like that. They're just like, we want to teach you how to be a methodical, actual like professional trader. And, anytime I've called in with like customer support or anything like that, anybody I've talked to on the phone has been extremely helpful if I had any questions about really anything. So it's just all around. I mean, they're just great intentions, and they care. So that's really what I like the most about it. I feel the most comfortable, working with them.
We appreciate that and we thank
Hmm.
you. I mean, a lot of us were traders before, and traders are
Yeah.
traders now. And we understand what other traders need.
Hmm.
And we do push that to a point where, it's like um, eh, it's a payback. It's, I want to help you get to where you want to be because somebody helped me get to where I wanted to be. And it's, of course that's part of the job, but it goes a lot deeper uh, for a lot of us that we want to make sure that we're helping our traders the best we can. So thank you on that.
Hmm.
Okay, now Tyler, time for the fun question. Okay, you
Hmm.
ready for the fun question? You ready
Let's
for it?
hear it.
Okay. Great news. Great news, Tyler. You inherited $1 million tax free. All right. Your long lost uncle has passed on Ebenezer to greener pastures,
Oh,
and we have $1 million tax free for you. My question is, how will you spend this money?
I am probably buying a cabin somewhere in the mountains, and I'm gonna chill there for a while. So
Uh,
I'm gonna hang out there. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to do. I'm gonna have snowboard. Probably teach myself how to ski because I think that'll be a little bit better as I get older. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take my dog out there with me, and we're gonna chill out for a while.
that is awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm waiting for my Uncle Ebenezer to see greener pastures because that's exactly what I would do. All right. Tyler, I appreciate you being with us here.
of course.
Once again, hey, total respect coming in here, you're talking about success, talking about failure, and talking about getting back to that success. So, once again, any last words, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, if you're new at this and you're finding success and you're really going through it, make sure to still practice mindfulness and stay grateful for everything. This is a great opportunity that a lot of people don't know exists, that a lot of people would care, like, would die to have. So take advantage of it.
I like that. I like that. Be grateful. Be grateful. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Tyler, once again, thank you very much, brother. Fantastic. All the best to you. Um, I'm Eddie Horn. Stay focused, stay positive, trade well. Until next time, take care.